It may seem odd that this story begins in the mid-1960s, but the understanding of basic principles of advertising began there in earnest. Businesses had been advertising for years, but an organization called CTW accidentally hit the nail on the head. CTW commissioned a study to determine how children K through first grade learn. They discovered that humans use 3 basic learning styles. Companies use their advertising to educate and encourage new customers to use their product, and to remind existing customers to purchase again. Thanks to the Children's Television Workshop and Sesame Street, advertisers had a roadmap to make their advertising more successful. CTW identified spaced repetition, rhythm and rhyme, and aural and visual learning. Spaced repetition. As barbershoppers, we understand the concept of spaced repetition, even if we don't realize it. This learning style means that we try something or study something, we walk away from it to create space, then we come back and repeat the activity. Each time you returned, you found the activity a little easier. That's spaced repetition. Advertisers use spaced repetition in their scheduling because they're teaching you about their product in the hopes that you will buy it. Rhythm and rhyme. Many people learned their times tables by using rhythm and rhyme. 8 times 8 fell on the floor, and when I picked it up, it was 64. Millions of people can sing the ABCs, but can't recite them. Melody is also a part of this style. Visual and aural learners. Visual learners do not respond as well to verbal messages. Aural learners do not respond as well to written messages. Most people use a combination of all 3 learning styles. Take a moment to think about your learning style when you're learning a new song for chorus. Remember, the goal of advertising is to inform, persuade, and remind. To reach people with their message, advertisers use a technique called reach and frequency. Reach is the number of people that will see or hear your message one time. Frequency is the number of times you need to repeat your message to ensure that one person hears your message 3 times. 3 and 7 are important numbers to keep in mind. When a person hears a message 3 times, they make one of 3 decisions. If you have a strong call to action, within the next 4 times a person hears or sees your message, they will act on their decision. So the ideal number of times to reach a person is that magic number 7. A moment ago, I mentioned one of 3 decisions. When we hear or see a message 3 times, we make a decision. Yes, I need the product, I'll buy the product, I'll get it right now. Or no, I don't need the product, I'll never need the product, I'll never buy the product. Or maybe I need the product, but not right now, I'll file it for future reference. As you can see, you are advertising for yeses and maybes, because you can't do anything about the no. Understanding basic learning styles and the concept of reach and frequency, it's time to take a look at media. Select the media that best matches your customer. Consider your customer's profile: age, gender, income, presence of children under the age of 12, household size, education, and occupation. It's helpful to create a picture of the customer you have and the customer you want. Your goal is to understand your customer and what advertising outlets they prefer. Older folks might prefer print, boomers might prefer radio and television, and young folks may find everything online. Match your target user with their preferred media. One additional thing to take into consideration: households with children under the age of 12 affects the household's spendable income. Now that you know your customer profile and you have your message ready, let's take a quick look at media in general. Radio has limited reach, but it's usually less expensive, so you can afford to buy frequency. Television has tremendous reach, but is usually more expensive, so it costs more to buy frequency. Print varies by type and target demographic. However, newsprint continues to increase in price as circulation continues to decline. Internet has tremendous reach and frequency and is usually inexpensive. With internet, you must carefully place your ads to the target demographic. Of course, you need to have a message, So keep this in mind as you develop your message. It must be clear, must be concise, must be consistent, must be compelling, must be true, must include a call to action, must be well thought out. I'd like to share with you the fable of the three merchants in a strip mall. They were very competitive. Since their stores were all in a row, the first merchant decided to drum up more business by advertising his grand opening. The third merchant realized that he didn't have as many customers in his store, so he advertised 50% off every day. This increased his store traffic. The second merchant spent a few days thinking about this onslaught of advertising, and then decided how he would increase his store traffic. So your message must be well thought out.